All right, I'm back with another video. First and foremost, I want to say no Snyderverse, no money. Keep the movement growing. And the haters are talking. Harsh critics, a lot of people are making a lot of videos about me. And I must be doing something right. But just to let you know, I'm just getting started. This is just movies. Just wait till I talk about real life topics. I'm just getting started. But haters gonna hate. But anyway, I want to talk about this toxic fandom. They say, harsh critics, you a toxic Snyder fan. You a toxic Snyder cult. You don't want to see James Gunn succeed. And it's not even that. I am a Snyder fan. It's pretty obvious at this point. But the whole thing about us being toxic, like the other YouTubers like Aaron Fletcher and the 4KO, we like quality. This is why I'm a Zack Snyder fan. We like quality and effort in our movies. The Man of Steel movie is the best Superman movie today. It's the highest solo Superman film to date. So, and that's because of Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill too. But I just want to address the haters that Snyder fans are not toxic. We like quality. We like effort. We like directors pushing the limits. And if that means that Batman has to kill or Superman has to kill, I'm all for it. Because I'm sick of the same stuff over and over, where the good guys get a slap on the bad guys get a slap on the wrist. I mean, as far as I know, there's a lot of complaints with Man of Steel that Superman kills Zod. And my question, what the fuck was he supposed to do? But I realize we live in a soft, pussy down generation. And that's pretty much James Gunn fans. They're pretty much watered down pussy boys, you know, not manly. They're not manly men. That's one thing I noticed, because when I'm watching these YouTube channels that criticize the harsh critic, I mean, they look very feminine, very girly. So this is what James Gunn and the powers that be has done to a lot of young comic book fans. And this is why I dislike James Gunn, because he's a mediocre producer, director, and it sucks. It shows in the Superman trailer. It was the worst Superman content I ever seen. You can talk about Superman Returns, but they got the suit right. They got the actor right. They got the tone right. It wasn't successful, but they got those three things right. This Superman doesn't even look like a man. He looks like a little bitch. Because the first shot we see, literally the first shot of this trailer, which James Gunn said they wanted to cut the best trailer, the first shot that we see of Superman, he's bloody, he's bruised, and he's just laying in a fetal position in the snow, and he's struggling to breathe. The first shot, you guys. Then, a couple scenes later, we see Superman getting disrespected by the public. Someone throws a can on him, and he just runs away like a little bitch. And then on the next shot, we see Superman being caged up in some glass thing where he's trying to punch the glass or whatever. It seemed like he got held captive or some shit. And that scene just looked really cringed as fuck. But this is what James Gunn has bought you, and this is a utter downgrade from Zack Snyder. You can say what you want about Zack Snyder, but Henry Cavill looked good in a Superman suit. He looked manly. He looked like a Superman. And that's what I don't understand with James Gunn peasants, mediocre peasants, because that's what they are. I don't understand how you guys can say you like Henry Cavill, but you don't like Zack Snyder, when Zack Snyder was the director that made Henry Cavill's Superman the way it is. So you, deep down, you do like Zack Snyder, and deep down, you guys may not want to admit it, that you want the Snyderverse back. Because the stuff that you get from James Gunn isn't a quality. It looks like there was no effort. And I'm not the only one saying this. A lot of you Gunn maggots waited for Grace Randolph to do her trailer breakdown. And what does she does? She dissed your ass. She said the same exact thing that I said, that the 4KO said, that Aaron Fletcher said. They said the same thing. That the movie looked cheap. It looked like something from The Flash that we've seen before. And she said David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult was miscast. They didn't fit the part. She told you guys that. And what I'm starting to get is, a lot of you guys can't handle the fact that just maybe Zack Snyder was right all along. He was right in the tone. He was right by casting Henry Cavill. And he was right by setting up a universe that was darker than Marvel. Just admit it. Because what we seen last year was a stream of failures, from the lighthearted of Blue Beetle, The Flash, Shazam, Black Adam, and the list goes on and on. So deep down, the Snyder cuts, the Snyder cult, or whatever you call it, they're not toxic. They just like quality and effort, and they see the bullshit. They see the lies of James Gunn. And a lot of you guys can't handle it. You can't handle that James Gunn has lied to you. You can't handle that James Gunn's Superman looks mediocre. I mean, just look at the suit. Does it look like James Gunn put any effort in that? Versus Zack Snyder, you can find behind the scenes on Man of Steel or BVS or Justice League that Zack put effort into that. The people that worked with Zack put effort into making Henry Cavill's suit look good. The designer, the stylist made sure Henry Cavill's appearance looked manly and presentable. So deep down, I think you have a problem with facing a reality that just James Gunn is just a mediocre director. And it's okay to be mediocre. And it's okay to have a dumb audience like his ass lickers, because they're useful. There's a need for people like that. They're just dumb. You know, and if I was James Gunn, maybe I would have kept breadcrumbing you about the Batman, because you guys been falling for it for the last 2 to 3 years. But what does he do? He tells you flat out, hey, I'm going to put Supergirl in front of the Batman 2. I'm going to put my creatures Commandos in front of the Batman 2. So I think you guys have a problem with Snyder fans pointing this stuff out, and you just can't help it. You just can't help it. I mean, James Gunn, at the end of the day, he's not fit to run DC. And maybe deep down, the Snyder fans are right this time. Maybe Zack Snyder was actually right, and I think deep down you guys know that. So the Snyder Cult are not toxic. We just like quality and effort because we can see it in Zack Snyder's movies. I don't see this with James Gunn in that mediocre trailer that he put out, and that was the best version. I want to see what the worst version looked like. James Gunn said that was the best version that he can cut. So Snyder fans are not toxic. This time around, though, we have a more aggressive approach of getting what we want because we're not going to be bullied by this company. And that's why no Snyderverse, no money, the movement exists. But you guys leave your comments. What do you think? You think Snyder fans are toxic because they like quality and they're willing to boycott a studio to get it? Because we got this. And then the company said we didn't deserve this, but this was the version that we were supposed to have in the first place. But the company was satisfied of you getting that mediocre shit that Joss Whedon did. But what do you guys think? Do you think Zack Snyder's fans are toxic? No, this time there's a new critic named Harsh Critics that has a harsh approach this time, and we're not going to be bullied. No Snyderverse, no money. Keep your wallets closed. But leave your comments and leave your dislikes as well, because I know they're coming. Peace.